Hi, in today's video we will be discussing the second stage in Piaget's theory of cognitive development, the preoperational stage, but more specifically we'll be focusing on the limitations of preoperational thought. According to Piaget, young children are not capable of operations, that is, mental representations of actions that obey logical rules. The most fundamental deficiency of preoperational thinking is egocentrism, a failure to distinguish the symbolic viewpoint of others. Children tend to focus on their own viewpoint and assume that others perceive, think, and feel the same way they do. Piaget's three-mountain problem is his most convincing demonstration of egocentrism. Children are unable to select a perspective from the doll, instead choosing the photo that reflects their own vantage point. Piaget also saw egocentrism as responsible for preoperational children's animistic thinking. This is the belief that inanimate objects have lifelike qualities such as thoughts, wishes, feelings, and intentions. Another limitation of preoperational thought is the inability to conserve. Conservation refers to the idea that certain physical characteristics of objects remain the same even when their outward appearance changes. A famous example of the conservation task involves showing a child two identical tall glasses of water and asking them if they contain the same amount. The child will agree. You then pour the water in one glass into a short, wide container. This changes its appearance, but not its amount. You then ask the child whether the amount of water is the same or if it is changed. Children in the preoperational stage will say there's now less water because the water is way down there. That is, the level is so low. This inability to conserve highlights several aspects of preoperational children's thinking. The first is centration. This is the tendency to focus on one aspect of a situation, neglecting other important features. In the liquid conservation task, the child centers on the height of the water, not realizing that changes in width compensate for changes in height. Second, children are distracted by the perceptual appearance of objects. And third, children ignore the dynamic transformation between objects. They treat the initial and final stages of the water as unrelated events. The most important illogical feature of preoperational thought is its irreversibility. This is an inability to mentally go through a series of steps in a problem and then reverse direction, returning to the starting point. Reversibility is part of every logical operation. Another preoperational limitation children have difficulty with is hierarchical classification. This is the organization of objects into classes and subclasses on the basis of similarities and differences. Piaget's famous class inclusion problem shows children 12 red flowers and 4 blue flowers, and you then ask the child, are there more red flowers or flowers? A preoperational child would respond with more red flowers. They center on the overriding feature, which in this case is red. They do not think about the reversibility of moving from the whole class of flowers to the parts red and blue and back again. This concludes our discussion on the limitations of preoperational thought. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something new.